In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am Saima Tunoli with the 9th lecture for civics, and today inshallah we will be doing chapter number 2. In that we will be doing the second constitution of 1962. Please open your book on page number 31, Constitutional History from 1956 to 62. Before we start the Constitution of 1962, we must go through the certain reasons which were responsible for the failure of the first Constitution. They were the Constitution of 1956 proved to be short-lived, as the democratic system introduced by the Constitution was alien to the Pakistanis and did not suit them. Moreover, it was not introduced in letter and spirit. Second, electorate issue. Pakistan was a product of separate electorate, and the Muslims had strived for years to get this demand recognized by the British rulers, as if you remember, in the similar deputation, the Muslim exclusively asked for this right of self-determination and separate electorates. After the establishment of Pakistan, some circles demanded to put an end to this mode of election. The Constitution did not present a concrete solution to this issue. On the other hand, undue interference. In the parliamentary system, the head of the state is a titular head, that is, he is all in all and have a very high or important position. But it was not so in the case of Pakistan. The President Iskander Mirza often interfered with the ministers and the political parties. Similarly, the central government meddled with functioning of the government of the provinces. This paralyzed the constitution due to the undue interference of the president. Prime Minister Hussain Shaheed Suhrawerdy was also removed from office. Then we have different environments. The factors which make the parliamentary system a success in Britain were not present in Pakistan. The British had a high percentage of literacy, and the Pakistanis had no comparison whatsoever with them in this regard. This reality was blindly thrown behind the curtain, as we did not have an enlightened, educated people with us, so that was one of the reasons. Another was an illusion, that was the Constitution was not based upon the principles which make it substantial democracy. This was no more than an illusion. Next, dearth of leadership. Although there were countless leaders, yet they all lacked sincerity. They all were there for personal gain or glory. So that was one of the reasons for this failure of the constitutional, as everyone was serving his own interest. Then we have another issue, that was the rural population. The overwhelming majority of the population lived in the village, at the mercy of their feudal landlords. They were living below the poverty line. Nobody thought to abolish the feudalism, since or we can say physical and mental disparity between the electorate and the elected, as the people were mainly being ruled by these feudal lords, so they were listening to whatever they were telling them to do. और जैसे अब भी आज भी हमारे यहाँ यही है कि हमारी जो रूरल हायरार्की है या लीडरशिप है, they most of the time tell their people, rural population, what to do, to whom they should be casting the vote, or they should be giving the votes or giving their support. So that was one of the reasons. Role of political parties. The Muslim League was the founder party of Pakistan, but soon before the establishment of Pakistan, it was hijacked by these feudals. They were more concerned with the frills than the substance of democracy, as these feudal lords which we have in Pakistan till now, they were the one who were trying to bring a kind of a democracy or bring a kind of a constitution which will be most suitable for them. So these were the reasons that we were not able to have a we can say stable or appropriate constitution. In the mid of 1958, serious economic crisis emerged, and at the same time, no conduction of elections were there. General elections were never held till the imposition of martial law, despite the repeated demand of the public. So that is the reason that people lost faith in the parliament. These were the certain factors which were responsible for the failure of the 1956. That was our first constitution. Again, what happened? President Iskander Mirza invited Army Chief of Staff General Mohammad Ayub Khan to take over and proclaim martial law. Again and again he was inviting this general. Martial law was proclaimed on 8th October 1958. The Constitution of 1956 was abrogated. A system of basic democracies in which we have around about 80,000 people in the beginning, that was the person that were elected from both provinces. On February 1st, 1960, President Ayub Khan secured a mandate from the BD members, these basic democracy members, authorizing him to enact a new constitution in the country. He appointed a constitutional commission under the chairmanship of Justice Shahabuddin in 1960. Now we have the Constitution of 1962, which according to Ayub Khan was a blending of democracy and discipline. The Constitution was proclaimed on March, proclaimed means announced, on March 1st, 1962. It was enforced on March 8, 1962. Its salient features are the preamble. It included the Objectives Resolution of 1949, which stressed upon that sovereignty belongs to Allah alone, and the authority exercised by the people is a sacred trust. The state shall use its powers and authority through representative chosen by the people. The Muslim would be enabled to lead their lives according to the teachings and requirements of Islam. So that is what the preamble says, that the person who will be ruling the state will only be an interpreter of Allah Almighty, not more than that. And all the rules and regulation will be according to the Islamic injunctions. Second is written constitution. It was a complete written constitution. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि हमारी जो constitution है it is in a written form. UK की जो इंग्लैंड की constitution है वो unwritten form में है. So it was a complete written constitution and had 250 articles, 5 schedules and 8 amendments. It was rigid in nature. An amendment bill could be presented with 2/3 majority of the total members of the National Assembly. President can veto the bill. Again, the National Assembly could pass it with 3/4 majority of the total members, but still the President could send it to the Basic Democrats for referendum, that they should be the ultimate authority in the end. Either they will be saying yes or no to the bill, these Basic Democrats, which the President has elected. Previously, the Basic Democrats number was 80,000, but later on it was increased to 1,20,000. Third is presidential system. The parliamentary system introduced under the 1956 Constitution was replaced with a presidential system under 1962 Constitution. You know what a presidential system is. That is, in that we have the chief executive, that is the president, along with the prime minister or the vice president. But in a parliamentary system, the chief executive will be the prime minister. The president possessed all executive authority while office of the prime minister was abolished. The president was to be elected through an electoral college of Basic Democrats for 5 years. The ministers could participate in the proceedings of the National Assembly but could not vote. Again, we can say it was a kind of a one-man show in which all the decisions were taken by these BD members, that is the Basic Democracies members. Then we have the fundamental rights. Originally, fundamental rights were not included in the Constitution, but as a result of strong public protest, they were made a part of it in November 1963. It was a very comprehensive list guaranteeing almost all fundamental human rights to the citizens, because we Muslims believe in the equal rights of all the citizens of the state. And as you know very well, that in the last sermon of the Holy Prophet, whatever the instructions he gave us are the same, or we can say the same as, or we can say the duplicate as they are in the Declaration of Human Rights of the United Nations. So fundamental rights were included. Fifth is federal system. Federation of Pakistan consisted of two wings. Having adopted the principle of equality, center was allocated 49 subjects and all the remaining powers were given to the two provinces, that is the East Pakistan and West Pakistan, with the central government. Unicameral legislature. Legislature is your law-making body, and uni means having one chamber, unicameral. So, although Pakistan was a federal state, yet unicameral system was adopted both at center and the provinces. National Assembly was indirectly elected for 5 years, and it consisted of 156, including 6 seats for women, members on the equality principle between the two provinces. Next is judiciary system. Supreme Judicial Council, consisting 2 senior judges of the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and the 2 judges of the High Courts, was to be established. Any judge of these courts could be removed only on the recommendation of the council. जी आपकी judiciary का setup बना. Indirect elections, again a new indirect system of elections for the president as well as the National Assembly was introduced by these BD members, and BD members were to elect as the electoral college. So basically this was a one-man show of these Basic Democracies members. Ninth is principles of policy. It maintained equality between East and West Pakistan, safeguarding all rights of minorities, अक़लियतों के सारे हकूक़ को बहाल रखा जाएगा, promote किया जाएगा, promotion of interest of backward areas, and attainment of balanced development of all the parts of Pakistan. It also provided that the Muslim would be enabled to order their lives according to Islam. 10th is referendum. A new institution of referendum was set up under the Constitution. In case of any conflict between the President and the National Assembly on any important issue or national issue, the President could refer the matter to a referendum. Referendum will be in yes or no amongst the members of the Electoral College. Electoral College के जो members थे from amongst the members of the BD members, वो ही फैसला करेंगे अगर कोई national issue आ जाता है between the President and the National Assembly. A unique convention to fulfill the federal requisites are your requirements. A unique convention was established that if the President were from West Pakistan, the Speaker would be from East Pakistan and vice versa. यानी अगर आपके प्रेसिडेंट वेस्ट पाकिस्तान से हैं, दैट इज़ टुडेज़ पाकिस्तान, तो जो स्पीकर होंगे ऑफ योर नेशनल असेंबली ही विल बी फ्रॉम द ईस्ट पाकिस्तान, और अगर ईस्ट पाकिस्तान के प्रेसिडेंट होंगे तो जो स्पीकर होंगे वो फिर वेस्ट पाकिस्तान से होंगे, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट इज़ आप याद रखिए कि आपकी जो नेशनल असेंबली है उसके स्पीकर होते हैं, और आपकी जो सेनेट है उसके आपका जो अपर हाउस है पार्लियामेंट का, जो सेनेट के हेड होते हैं, ही इज़ द चेयरमैन ऑफ द सेनेट, and in case of the absence of the president, the chairman of the senate works in his behalf. He has got a very important position. Then we have an issue and the problem of national languages. अब national languages का क्या issue था कि both the language of Urdu and Bengali should be the national language or the lingua franca, as the Bengalis were 5% more in population. So it was decided under the constitution that Bengali and Urdu will remain the lingua franca or the national language. Tax, it was granted that no new tax should be levied without the consent of the National Assembly. कोई भी नया टैक्स नहीं लगाया जाएगा जब तक के नेशनल असेंबली की रजामंदी या उनकी अप्रूवल नहीं होगा. So these were the salient features. Now coming to the Islamic provisions, democratic Islamic republic, that is, the constitution set up a democratic Islamic republic. Its most significant feature was its Islamic spirit and purposes. It proclaimed the establishment of advisory council, that is a council of ideology. At the same time, the president could be only a Muslim. Originally, the state was named the Republic of Pakistan, but later on it was given the name of Islamic Republic of Pakistan. In the principles of lawmaking, no law will be disgusting and disagreeable to Islam. कोई ऐसा कानून नहीं बनाया जाएगा जो कुरान और सुन्नत से हट के होगा, इस्लामिक स्पिरिट के अगेंस्ट होगा. Teaching of the Holy Quran and Islamiat was made compulsory. Zakat, Okaf and Masajid should be properly organized as we are an Islamic state. Riba, usury shall be eliminated. इसकी इजाज़त नहीं दी जाएगी. Relationship with Muslim countries shall be strengthened and reinforced, because पाकिस्तान जो है वो इस्लाम के नाम पे बनाया गया है, and it is very important to have a strong relationship and bonding with other Muslim countries of the world, as it is believed that we as a nation or a millat, no matter where we are located geographically, but Muslims are considered as one millat wherever they are on the face of the globe. So relationship with Muslim countries shall be strengthened. So this is all for today. With this we come to an end of the Constitution of 1962, which is our second constitution. Inshallah, in my next lecture I will be giving lecture on the third constitution, but before that we will discuss the failures of the this 1962 constitution. Please learn these salient features of both the constitutions, as they are very important questions or lengthy questions of your syllabus. Thought of the day for today is no pain, no gain. Thank you very much.